What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Frickin' Uncultured Podcast. My name is Chandler, and as always, I'm joined by Andy. Andy, how you doing today?
I am good, man. It's been a fun week, man, and you actually brought it out to me or brought it up to me, but our South of Midnight review video has been that's been the talk of the town for me right now, man. I'm super excited about that. So,
Yeah, I don't know what you all out there did, but South of Midnight Review, which we posted for, us recording this today, 2 days ago,
yeah,
is already at 100 views, which is absolutely insane compared to what our videos normally do. So I don't know what all of you out there did, but thank you.
yep. Uh, I
Thank you
mean,
from the bottom of our hearts.
yeah. I mean, in all fairness, it's still it's. I don't want to, jump ship or anything and be like, all right, I'm quitting my job or any of that stuff. But it's
Oh yeah,
neat
no,
to
no, 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 no,
see.
no.
It's neat to see something like that gaining momentum and traction. And even if like view time is down, like it's still neat to see it. So regardless, guys, whatever you did, if you did anything, we greatly appreciate it. That's super cool. But again, don't stop sharing. Like, share other
Yep.
videos. Just tell them about us. Share with your friends, family, whatever. Like, regardless, thank you. That's
And
incredible. So.
even if you haven't been sharing, you haven't been telling your friends, you haven't been telling your family, so on and so forth, whatever. Just thank you for watching as always. So
Mm-hmm.
it means the world to us that there's people out there that enjoy watching us literally talk about things that are not important to this world.
There's a lot of things going on right now, but I think it's nice to be able to kind of unplug
Yes,
and just
absolutely.
remember there's lighter things we can talk about. So
Exactly. So, well, let's kick off our small talk. I actually have quite a bit of small talk, but most of it you already know. I've had a pretty eventful week.
yep,
But we'll rehash it again.
of course, of
So,
course.
what you been up to this week, Andy?
Not a whole lot for me, man. As usual, it's just work, work, work. Still playing Claire Obscure. I barely scratched the surface of it, but Jesus, it's so freaking good.
Hmm.
That's one I've been thoroughly enjoying. I know the new season for Apex Legends is about to come out, so they've been showing off the new legend, new mechanics, kind of the game balance changes. So I'm excited for more of that. But for me, I'm kind of in the drawing phase of, or planning phase of more stuff for the solo channel. Like I want to start
Okay.
doing more gameplay, let's play, stuff like that. I still got to go and finish Insanity. So there's a lot of stuff in the works. But it's exciting. Like this is the stuff I enjoy doing. And actually, I do have some small talk too. Um, Kind of a random thing, but so at my job, I had somebody come talk to me, and they were asking questions, and they were like, "Look, my son, he's in the sixth grade,
Hmm.
and he's doing a project, like one of those science fair projects. You know, the ones that have the giant big cardboard like 3 panel things.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
he's doing a science fair project, and he's like, his is going to be on video game design. And we're trying to find people who have done video game design in the industry, stuff like that. He wants to come in and ask questions for his project and all sorts of stuff. And I was like, well, I'm more than willing to talk to you, but I'm not a game designer. I've
Yeah.
done 3D modeling, animation, I've done graphic design, I have a degree in all this, but I'm not a game designer. The mom was like, I think that's still perfect because that gives us someone we can talk to. And I was like,
Hmm.
sure, I'll do it. Like, I have no problem doing it. Because, in all fairness, I was that kid at one point. My mom would have done the same thing for me. She would have been calling everyone left and right. Hey, my son's got a project. And I was like, this is kind of full circle. I feel like I need to do my part. So yesterday I went to go meet with the family and stuff like that. And we sat down and talked. And man, I I was absolutely blown away by this kid. Like he revitalized a spark in me that like I was just like, man, I remember being like you at that age. And I thought it
Hmm.
was the coolest thing ever. This kid was asking me all these questions about design and graphics and how to input something from real world into a video game. And we kind of talked about that. But at one point, he he brought out some models. He actually had like little Lego toy kind of amalgamations, and he was
Hmm.
like, they were like a good 1.5 feet tall of these monsters that he created. And I told him they looked like the dinosaurs from Horizon Zero Dawn, but it
Yeah.
also had like Star Wars pieces and stuff like that. Like one of them had General Grievous's head on it, and it was just like, it was random. But I was like, that's super cool, man. I love seeing that stuff. And I was like, so what's the story with these? What's the story? And Chandler, I swear to God, this kid was like, he gave me the entire backstory on this stuff. And the level of detail and just the creativity this kid had with this story arc for these two Lego figure knockoff character things, I was absolutely blown away. He was sitting there just like, well, this guy's over 8,000 years old. His original planet was actually destroyed and he invaded Earth. But now the people that had destroyed his original planet have come back to kind of finish the job with him. But he's taken more of a, and he just kind of gave me this whole story. And I'm just sitting there like in awe staring at this kid. And he told me everything. And I was like, let me ask you a question. I was like, do you like comic books? And he was like, I love comic books. And I was like, I could tell. And one of the last questions he asked was, what advice do you have for someone that's trying to get into game design or get into just the industry as a whole? And the biggest piece of advice I could give him is that spark you have right now, don't lose it. Be sure to fan that flame and keep running with it. You don't have to do everything, but the things you enjoy doing, just make sure you put 100% passion into it, and it'll carry you as far as you want to go. And I was just like, that made my whole day, man. Just that kid, I was super impressed. I meant to tell you this earlier, but I kind of forgot. But like,
That's all good.
Man, it was such a cool experience. So I really hope he does well with his project. I really do. I mean, it doesn't affect me in any way. But like I hope that it does well, because I hope he does well, because I want to see him run with that in the future. So,
dude, that is super, super cool.
It was the coolest experience.
I don't have any words for that, honestly. That's just cool. And then after you left, you looked at him and you said, "Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the freaking Uncultured podcast."
The funny thing is one of the first questions he asked me was something along the lines of, what does your normal day look like? Like, what's your sleep schedule and stuff like that? And I was like, well, again, but I'm not a game designer, so, but. Yeah. When it comes to stuff like this, time management is a thing, because you can't sit on a project for so long. You got to get things done, so you got to plan things properly.
Yep.
And I was like, for me, like, it doesn't, again, apply, but like, I have a full-time job. I'm also, and I told him, I was like, I run a podcast. I run a solo YouTube channel, stuff like that. And the moment I said those two things, he looked at me and just goes, it's just like, yes, I have, like everybody else, we have a YouTube channel, but like,
yeah,
he was just like, that's super cool. So, but it was, I don't know, it was a random thing. It kind of, like I said, it just made my day though. And I thought that was super cool to share. And it kind of, again, gives me hope for the future of, storytelling in this industry. So who knows?
My week wasn't even as cool as that. So
fair enough.
You just upstaged me in small talk.
I apologize, but in all fairness, that was one of the coolest things. Like, I felt like I had to share. Oh, and I also got, I don't know if you could see that.
Oh, where'd you get that from?
Work.
Oh, okay.
So
that's cool.
Yeah, I'll have to see if I can get you one.
Okay.
But so, cool. What do you got this week, man?
I got new flavors of Pringles.
All right, so man. Why are you trying to upstage
right
me?
Here, I have grilled. Oh, hold on.
Oh, hold on. Hold on a second. What?
Yeah. Oh, hold on. There we go.
Hold on. First off, not sponsored.
Yeah, not sponsored here.
But Pringles.
Perfect.
Hit us up, please. I will demolish some cans of those.
Hold on.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude.
Grilled beer braised steak.
Dude, I just want to grill now. Like, the Pringles are cool, but like, I just want to grill.
They also have beer butt chicken, but I have not gotten any of those yet. But the bratwurst ones taste like the seasoning you would put on a bratwurst, not the actual bratwurst.
I mean, fair.
But what's weird about the beer braised steak one though is it tastes like the fatty portion of a steak.
Okay.
It's weird. They're
Yeah.
good though.
That's
They are
weird on a
good.
chip, but I mean
Yeah.
fair.
So, but yeah, I got some new Pringles that I've been trying, and then I went and got a new phone today.
Oh, what'd you get?
I upgraded actually. I went and got a 16 plus.
Nice. Plus or
Yeah,
pro?
plus. I
Okay.
don't want the pro.
See,
So,
because
and
I need to
then
do the same. I want to upgrade mine.
the big news is earlier this week. Of course, you already know this. Well, I mean, y'all can't see the entirety of my office, but except for this little mess right here behind my shoulder. Those are all boxes because earlier this week, my wife and I signed a lease, and we are moving in roughly a month.
Woot.
Yeah, so I am excited. I can't
So,
wait.
but that means, hopefully, we gotta plan around this, but we won't be missing any episodes. We're gonna plan accordingly, just so he can get the
Yep.
move taken care of. But we don't skip a beat here. So, but that is awesome news, man. Congrats! I'm super happy for you on that, because
Yes, thank you.
I know that's gonna be a little bit of a headache that you don't have to deal with anymore. So.
Oh yeah, and then I guess the best news is we're roughly at the time of this recording a week away from Doom: The Dark Ages. So,
I'm still, man, like, I'm
eh,
still on the fence about that. Like, I think it's going to be good. Like, I don't expect it to be a bad
yep.
game in any way, shape, or form. But I'm just not dying to play it. I'm more interested in the controller. Like, I'm actually thinking of picking up one of the controllers.
Hold on one second.
Oh, you finally got yours? There it is.
If you were speaking, I couldn't hear you.
Yep, I was going to say, it looks like you finally got yours.
Yep.
Man, I just want that Elite controller. I like the Elite one.
I I know red is your favorite color,
Yeah,
good sir,
yeah.
but red is my least favorite color.
Fair.
But also, I like this one too, though, because it's actually modeled after his new armor for the
Yeah.
game.
Well,
So
I also
yeah.
like it has the details, like the parts above the X or beside the Xbox logo, like those
Yeah.
little spikes that come out. Like I like that they
Mhm.
added small details to it. So I don't know. I like that one. I've got one held aside for me, like I'm thinking of grabbing, but
Yeah. So, well, yeah, if you don't have anything else, we'll get into today's topic, which is actually kind of a long-winded opening of a topic.
yeah, no,
But
I'm down. I am good with that. I do want to say I kind of feel like this is something we already covered a little bit,
no,
but
okay, I see what you're saying, but no, it's different. It's different.
all right, whatever you
So,
need to tell yourself, man. But
so
I'm gonna leave it to you. I'm gonna let you take the reins on it, man.
okay, so I already know what you're talking about. Previously, we did a thing of game franchises we would like to play but never have. Okay, this is different. It's in the same vein, but it's different blood. All right, it's a multi-blooded organism. All
Fair,
right,
sure.
so yeah, just run with it here. Just run with it. All right.
This
So
is
to,
the we're getting older on Distractable.
no, no,
This is
it's
our
not, no,
moment. But
it's
all right,
not. I'm not Bob.
all
But
right.
so today's topic is games that we were excited to play that we purchased and we never touched.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
So these are games that
So,
we actually own, still own.
yep, I all three of them are back here on this shelf. If you want to validate that at any given point, I will go back there and grab them. So,
I mean, same. Like in all fairness, I'm pretty sure. I think there's one that you listed that I don't own, but I own the rest of them. So,
yeah. So,
but yeah. All right. So I'm gonna switch the screen and I'm gonna let you take the first one.
all right, let's get it. So, starting off, my first game that I bought and I didn't play is the Callisto Protocol. So, I was really excited to play the Callisto Protocol, especially, and I just remember the first time they announced it, they were, they said that it was a horror game set in the PUBG universe, and I was like, that is weird, but
Yeah.
okay. And then but the more I heard about it, apparently, it's made by a guy who, one of the creators of Dead Space, who worked at Visceral Games, and it was supposed to be a spiritual successor to Dead Space. And I mean, obviously, if you just watch the gameplay footage right now, it is very Dead Spacey,
Oh yeah.
but not Kevin Spacey. Dead Spacey. So I think I've made that joke on this podcast before. Man, I am getting old.
Well, we made the joke on Repo.
On Repo we did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because I had Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, Kevin Spacey. But why is Kevin Spacey a topic that we constantly
it's
revisit?
such a unique name, man, and it's such a play on words. But no, I have no idea. So
yeah, no, it's weird. Okay, anyway, like American Beauty was good, but it wasn't that good. So, but anyway, Callisto Protocol though, very Dead Space inspired, obviously, and I bought it day one, and I just never touched it. And honestly, I think, if I remember correctly, the reason... Well, no, that's not true. I don't know why I didn't play it.
I have a feeling I know why. Because shortly after this, I want to say shortly, it was probably about a month, the Dead Space remake actually came out.
No, the Dead Space remake came out a good while after this one.
It wasn't too much longer after Callisto.
No, I think what it was is that God of War Ragnarok came out around the time Callisto Protocol did.
Yeah, because that came out December 2nd. And then...
Yeah, and Ragnarok came out in November, didn't it?
Dead Space remake came out January.
The following January?
Yep.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
Yeah, no, because I remember that was for me, that was the big deal, because it was like, do I want Callisto or do I want Dead Space? And it's like, well, I've already played Dead Space, so I'd like Callisto, but it's like, for me, Dead Space is a better game, so I feel like that's what kind of took the fire out of this game, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, I mean, it doesn't help, too, that this was marred with issues upon its release. And, of course, in this industry, with how often games get outputted, if your game doesn't make an impact day one, it is not a game that's going to survive. That's just the way the industry is now.
No, sadly, because I do remember when it came out, a lot of people were complaining about how linear it was, and then the melee combat was also an issue, too. So.
Yeah, I heard about that too. A lot of people were complaining that it was extremely difficult because of the way the combat played out. So, but like I said, God of War Ragnarok came out around the same time, so I was playing that, so I didn't play this, and then Dead Space Remake, I guess, I don't remember, came out shortly after this, and of course I bought that day one and played it. So I've had Callisto Protocol since launch, and I have yet to play it. But it is definitely one that I do want to get into. What are your thoughts on Callisto Protocol?
This is one, like, I'm in the same boat. Like, I love the Dead Space series, and this kind of obviously fits that mold right there. But it was just one that anytime I was like, you know what, I'm going to play this, something else came up that just caught my attention even more. Like, I don't feel like there's anything bad with this game. Like, Callisto, it's a pretty game. It has that strong horror appeal to it. Like, I don't feel like there's anything bad with the game. Like, and I'm not talking mechanics or anything, because again, we haven't played it. But it was just, there's nothing there that's like, oh my god, I need to play this now. Especially when you've got games like the Dead Space remake or God of War Ragnarok or anything that's come out afterwards. Like, there's nothing that's been like, all right, I think Callisto's probably now it's a good time to play this.
No, that's completely fair. So yeah, I'll get to it eventually. I just don't know when. I've actually been thinking about playing it here, recently.
Yep.
But I'm currently playing Clair Obscur, which is fantastic, and Doom: The Dark Ages is fixing to drop at the time of this recording, and then shortly after that, the Switch 2 is coming out, which I don't care if everybody's like, boycott the Switch 2. It's already sold way over Nintendo's expectations, so it doesn't matter what you want. People are still going to buy the Switch 2. So.
And I mean, in all fairness, like with this game, I couldn't tell you how many times I've installed and uninstalled this game multiple times. Like,
I have it installed since day one. I've never uninstalled it. I've had it installed. I just haven't played it.
No, I've uninstalled and reinstalled, mainly because of just storage space. But now that I have friggin' 4 terabytes in my system, like I'm set there.
Yeah, no, fair enough. So,
but like it's one of those games that it's just like, man, I really want to give this a shot, and just never have.
No, that's fair. Maybe one day we can play it and we'll do a review on it.
Yep, this would be a good Let's Play. I feel like we're obviously behind the 8 ball on this one, man. Like, it's not a topical game anymore. But
yeah,
Like for me, I wouldn't mind doing like a series or a let's play of this one because I mean these games usually have really good stories. So I mean, who knows?
No, that's completely fair, especially since, the whole story behind this one is that you're an inmate on a prison spaceship and there's an outbreak similar to, the necromorphs from Dead Space. So, I think that's an interesting premise, that you're a prisoner and that you have to scrounge up your weapons and stuff because you've been incarcerated. You don't have
Yeah.
anything. You're not going in with any tools.
Yeah.
So, interesting concept, but
But no, that's one I do want to play. So
no, that's fair. So, what is your first one that you bought and never played, and why didn't you play it?
so this one's I want to say recently come out. Was it like October last year?
November last year.
Okay.
November last year.
So this is one both you and I were actually really excited for.
I didn't even pick up a copy of this one though. Actually,
Well, yeah, but when they first announced the trailer, we were both very excited for this one.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then honestly, I feel like the more we saw, the less excited we got about it. As much as I hate to say that, like the combat in this game looks very weird. The entity going from person to person seems just very weird. So there was a lot of things in this one that really, I don't want to say were detractors, but kind of made us take a step back. But Slitterhead was a big deal coming out, and I think it was because I remember there was a big name attached to it, and I think you said it was the original creator of the Silent Hills franchise, which is really what caught our attention to begin with. But I still picked this one up. I got the day one edition, so I got the big fancy box, and at this point I'm like, I don't even know if I wanted to open it because like I've still got it sealed and everything, but I don't know, man. Like this is one I like. Again, we love horror games, and this definitely fits up that alley. But just something about it when it came out, again, there was just more in other games to play, but I don't know, I kind of feel like it lost its appeal for me the more that got revealed. What about you? What do you think?
I don't know, man. It's a thing of, and even just watching the trailer right now, there's nothing in this trailer that makes me want to play it.
Yeah.
And it looks like they're trying to do too much. It looks like it's part Devil May Cry, and then also kind of Siren Blood Curse or Geist, with the way that you take over different, people, like right there where you just swap between two different people. I don't know. It's just weird. I don't know how else to describe it, and it doesn't even look like it could be a horror game. It looks more just like an action game.
Yeah, it gives me those Devil May Cry kind of Shadow of the Damned kind of feel, like what you're talking about.
It just looks like a game with an identity crisis.
I mean, I could feel that. I mean, I still feel like Stellar Blade was a game that definitely had an identity crisis.
Yeah, but Stellar Blade was also
no. I'm just giving that game shit. Like that game is fantastic. But yeah, this is, I don't know, like I was really hopeful and excited for this one, but I don't know, the more that they just revealed and showed us, I just became less interested, cuz right there, that's the point where your entity thing can jump from person to person. And then I don't know, man, it just got weirder and weirder, and I don't know. I felt like what it revealed kind of hurt itself more. And I could be wrong. Like, this might be an amazing game. Like, it could be really fun to play and stuff like that. I just need to actually dig into it. But yeah, this is one I never gave a fair shot, so.
Yeah, so why didn't you play it, though? Or is that why you didn't play it? Just because you didn't want to give it a fair shot?
That's why. Well, no, it wasn't because, like, I'm just biased and it's like, no, I'm going to talk shit about this game. But it was just...
Okay.
It was one of those, like, when I grabbed it, there were other things I was playing. And it got to a point where I was just like, there's other things I'd rather play. And now, like I said, I've got the fancy day one edition, like the fancy, like, big box one. I haven't even opened it. Like, at this point, I would rather find, like, a pre-owned copy or a used copy dirt cheap and just buy that and try the game that way. Or maybe it'll go on, like, PlayStation Plus or Game Pass.
Yeah, that'd be the smart thing to do, because this game's going to be worth money one day.
Yeah, so... I don't know. I'll play it, but I don't see myself opening my copy, just because at this rate, like I mean I can wait. So
No, that's fair. So, yeah, if you really wanted to play it, you would have played it when you got it.
yep.
So,
I mean, like I bought the special edition of Expedition 33, and I ripped that thing open day one. So,
yeah, no, that's fair.
but all right, That's. I mean, unless you have anything to cover on Slitterhead, man, I say we move on to the next one.
No, let's go ahead and move on to the next one.
Cool.
So my next one, and this one I'm going to let everybody know right now at the top of it, I'm fixing to give a little bit of backstory on my personal life whenever it comes to this game. So this is Biomutant. This is a game that came out, oh man, when did this come out? 2021.
Jesus.
It was supposed to come out way earlier than
Yeah,
that,
this
but
is
it kept
one that.
getting pushed
Yeah.
and it kept getting delayed. I think at one point it was supposed to be out in 2018 or 2019 and it just kept getting pushed, it kept getting delayed. But I remember when it got revealed, I was like, "This is weird. I
Yep.
want to play it." And it's an open world exploration, combat focused game where you create your own little furry mutant character, and you run around the world doing missions for other furry mutant characters and different tribes. And it caught my attention just immediately. So I mean, you remember
Oh
I
yeah.
talked about this game
Oh
quite
yeah.
a bit. So.
And this is one that I never saw the appeal of. In all fairness,
Okay.
like this isn't one like to me that I was like, "Oh my god, I need to play that. I need to check that out." To me, this one I was never interested in. When it came out and I saw the scale of the game, that's when I was like, "Okay, maybe there's a little bit more to it." Like I'm watching the trailer now and I'm just like, I had no idea.
Yeah.
But it's still not one that for me I was like, I have to buy this, I have to play that, because again, I know you were super excited about this, but I always, in all fairness, for me I was just like, whatever.
Yeah. So the reason I didn't play this game, and this is where things are going to get a little personal, but it's okay. I don't mind talking about it. It's very drama filled though.
Okay.
So I bought this game. I don't even think I've told you the story actually. So I bought this game day one, and whenever I went home, and I popped it in. I downloaded it, and at the time, I lived with my now ex-wife. I used to be married before to Janie, who I am married to now, who I've talked about on this podcast before. So in my last marriage though, so I'm sitting on the couch and I actually booted up the game to start playing it, and sitting next to me is my now ex-wife, and she was just playing on her phone, and she went to show me like a funny TikTok or something like that on her phone, and a notification popped up from the man who she was cheating on me with.
You
So,
did tell me that. I'm
did I
sorry.
tell you? Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't remember if I did or not. You can
Yeah.
laugh. It's okay.
I
It's
just
funny.
that sucks, man. Like that I'm glad you can laugh about it. Like that's a
Oh,
shitty situation to deal with, but as long as you can laugh with it, that's all that matters.
I don't care because I'm much happier now. So,
No,
and
you're definitely in a much better position, I think.
oh yeah, and that's the thing too. And we'll go off on we'll go down a little side tangent here, okay? If you've had something happen to you in your life that is absolutely heartbreaking, because everybody does, everybody goes through pain. Just remember that it's those pains and those struggles that make you who you are today.
No,
So
100%.
yeah. So even though it happened and everything, and if anybody asked me if I could go back and change it, nah, I wouldn't. I would go through all that pain again just because I like the person I am today and I like where I am today. So
No, that's something my wife and I talk about a lot is like, we wouldn't be who and where we are if it isn't for the things that we've gone through. So,
no, exactly. So, and it was a thing of, so at that moment, we got into a big fight. I didn't even keep playing the game. And so it just became this thing of where I was just done for the day. So I just turned the game off and I just never went back to it. It's not like it, you know, put me off of playing the game. Like I don't have a negative connotation to this game for what happened.
yeah.
I just never went back to it. And
That's
it's
that
actually a game
yeah.
I've been thinking about here recently. So
That's what I was going to ask is like, so do you have a desire to even play this game, or is it just going to be too...
no, I have a desire to play this game, and in all honesty, this is the game that made me think of this topic today.
Okay. I mean, random, but all right.
Yeah, no, I don't even know why I was thinking about it. I was just looking at my shelf of games back here, and I was like, oh yeah, I was really excited for that game. So, but no, like if I went to play it and everything, I wouldn't even think about, that night or anything
Yeah.
like
I
that.
mean,
That's
again,
in my past. It's long gone.
you're in a much better position now, so.
Yeah, and you know me, I don't like things will bother me in the moment, but things don't continuously bother me.
I
So
mean, good. Good.
yeah.
So.
So yeah. Anyway, did you ever buy Biomutant or no?
Nope. Nope. This is
Okay, so
this
you
is
just
the
never bought
one.
it.
Yeah, this is the one game I've never owned. Just because, like I said, I had no interest in it. This is that one that I just, again, it had nothing for me. This wasn't a game that really caught my attention in any way, shape, or form. It was just, I don't know. Like I said, you were really big into it. Like I remember you being like super excited for this game. And if I remember correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you were pre-ordering something really big. Like, I don't know if it was like a system or a controller or something. And I remember, was this the collector's edition we pre-ordered just so you could have the money held aside for you?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was.
Because I remember this collector's was like
edition
$300 or something stupid.
Dude, I think it was 4.
Oh, Jesus Christ. But yeah, I do remember that.
I remember that because of how much I talked about this game, though, it eventually just became a joke at work.
Yep.
Like,
Yep, I'm pretty sure that's why I pre-ordered that specifically for you, because I remember you were trying to pre-order something or prep for something, and I was like, I'm going to get you the Biomutant Collector's Edition. And you were just like, God, no.
It was probably the PS5.
That's what I was thinking.
In all honesty. Yeah, it's probably the PS5. But, yeah, no, I would have not dropped $400 on that thing. I'm sure I can find it cheap now.
No, I mean, maybe.
I know this game didn't do bad, but I don't think it met expectations either.
No, it did not. Yeah.
But I'll play it one day, and then I'll definitely have to talk about it. Well, that's what we'll have to do, is we'll do a sequel episode to this one, where we play these games.
We'll have to do reviews on all of these games.
Yeah, and then we'll come back and we'll touch back on them. So.
Fair enough.
Anyway, so yeah, that's my personal story and why I didn't play Biomutant, so...
All right, well...
Yeah. All right, well, what is your next game, Andy?
So this one's been out for a bit, but the trailer is for a remaster, like Reawakening is what it's called. But the Talos Principle is one game that you and I were out and about, and I was like looking for it, and I just never found a copy, and eventually I ordered one. But this game, I love puzzle games. I've always been a big fan of puzzle games. Like, I grew up on the original Myst and Riven and stuff like that. I also loved point-and-click adventures, like Secret of Monkey Island and like Blazing Dragons and stuff like that. So puzzle games have always been a big thing for me. And this is one of the highest reviewed games, like on Steam and stuff like that. This and the sequel, both extremely well reviewed. And... this has been a game I've always wanted to sit down and play, and I just never have. And the part that pisses me off, and you will remember this, is I finally found a copy. And I was super excited for it. I got the deluxe edition copy in good condition, original box, all that stuff. And then literally in the same sentence, I'm pretty sure you said, well, they're doing a remastered version, right? It comes out in like a month. And I had no idea.
Yeah, I did.
And I was so defeated because I was just like, I've been searching for this game forever now. And I literally pulled out my phone and Googled it. And yeah, it came out shortly after I bought the game. And I was just like,
yep.
Well, damn it. I guess I'll just wait for the remaster now. Which
just
apparently is digital only.
I just remember you texting me. Like, you sent me a picture of the Talos Principle because you bought a copy. You were like, hey, look what I picked up. And I was like, oh, hey, did you see that they're doing a remastered of it?
Yep. And it was just like, it was just a kick to the gut, man, because like I was like, yeah, I can finally play it. And I was like, well, shit, I might as well wait for the remaster now. So
yep.
That is now in my wish list. So
that's why you haven't played it?
Yeah, I haven't played it.
Yep.
Because of I want to play the remaster. I was hoping that the remaster would get a physical release, but apparently it has not.
Well, it's published by Devolver, and you know how Devolver likes to do things. They
Yeah,
always like wait a year later and then they do physical copies. So
that or we'll get like a limited run kind of thing to it. So
yeah, one of the two. So,
yeah, but
but
I will play this one. This is one I am. Like I said, I've always been a fan of. I love puzzle games. It's one of those kind of a slower scale kind of game. It's not, Apex or right now Claire or anything like that. Like this is something I could sit back, enjoy, and it'll let me kind of put my thinking cap on, I guess. But one thing I like about this game, man, is it is gorgeous.
yes,
This is a beautiful game, especially for just being a puzzle game. But I mean, I don't know if you remember the game. Was it called The Witness?
yes. I was actually going to bring that up.
I to be honest, that game frustrated me because I expected so much more from that game. But my point is like, even as simple as those games are, it's amazing how pretty they are. Like the world and the environment they create is just like, this is gorgeous, man. So I'm very interested in playing this one.
Yeah. So I never played Talos Principle 1 or 2.
Yep.
So it's definitely ones I want to play because I played The Witness and I didn't play Myst or Myst 3 and 4. I did play Riven though. So I played Riven and I played The Witness and I enjoyed them both. I do want to go back and I do want to play Myst at some point and all the other Myst games because, there's like 10 of them at this point, it seems like.
Yeah.
But I do want to play Talos Principle at some point. I like just the walkabout, puzzle aspect of it where your solution could be over here and you're way over, way over here or something like that.
So
And the fact that you were encouraged to explore to find your solution.
so I have an idea, and this is something we'll have to kind of work on together, but they did remake Myst and Riven on PC. They actually just
I
did like
saw
a full
that.
remake. I bought Riven. I haven't bought Myst yet, but they are VR compatible.
I heard.
So we could play the Myst game or Myst games, Riven, whatever. We can play them in VR and do like a video or something like that, or we can do an episode. Like that would be fun.
Dude, that would be fun. That would be a lot of fun.
So-
And the only VR headset though I have is a PSVR 2. Yes, you can all dunk on me now for having a PlayStation VR headset,
Well-
not an Oculus like the rest of the universe.
I mean, I've got a MetaQuest Pro, so.
Well, PlayStation has that adapter now.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, the PC adapter.
Yeah, yeah.
So I could use it.
Yeah,
but-
fair. But yeah, I mean, we have options to get, to be able to play it in VR. But anyway, going back to this, like, this is one I do want to play. Like I said, if you look at the Steam reviews, like, they're overwhelmingly positive on both of these games, and they're hundreds of thousands of reviews, man. Like, these are very well-received games. So yeah, this is one I do want to play. And if I ever just bite the bullet on the remastered or the reawakened edition, I will buy it and I will play it. So
Fair enough. I mean, just give it time, man. You know how Devolver likes to do things.
Yeah.
So I'm sure we'll be getting a physical copy at some point.
hopefully soon. But yeah, let's go on to the next one, man. We got 2 more to go.
Yep, so this is my final pick, and so for this one was another one that I was extremely excited for, much like Biomutant, and I remember whenever this game got announced, because this game got announced a good 5 or 6 years after BioShock Infinite came out, and I was starved for something BioShock-like. And so this game is Atomic Heart, which is basically, if I had to give a plain and simple version of it, it is BioShock in Russia.
Yeah.
And it's made by a Russian team. And obviously, I mean, just looking at the trailer, you can see the BioShock influence. It's very, very BioShock inspired. And I remember whenever they announced it, I was super, super excited. Like I said, they announced this game in like 2016, 2017, somewhere around there. And it didn't release until 2023, I think.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, because it came out shortly after the Dead Space remake. So, and I was super excited for this game, and I bought it day one, like all the other games on this list that I'm talking about. And I installed it. I didn't even boot it up, though, or anything. I just never played it. And that's because, for a couple of reasons. One, Dead Space Remake was out, so I was playing that. And then shortly after that, Star Wars Jedi Survivor came out. And then shortly after that, Tears of the Kingdom came out, and it just got buried in my backlog with a whole lot of other games.
Yep.
So,
No, kind of the same thing for me. It wasn't this one when this came out. It didn't get a ton of copies released. Like when it was a tough game to find when it first came out. This was a big deal because it didn't have a ton of pre-orders, so it was limited in some locations. But when it sold out, it took forever to restock. So that was the thing that held me back from playing it, is I didn't have a copy for the longest time. And eventually, I think I found a pre-owned copy, and I bought that one, and did the same thing. I installed it, but I never played it. There was other games at the time I was playing, so this is one that I wanted to play as well. This would have been on my list too, but it looks so good. It does have that BioShock feel to it. I remember there was a lot of controversy about the development in this game. Like, not controversy around the development. It had a hard development cycle, is what I should say.
well, also it didn't help upon its release too that this is a Russian video game, and Russia as a country, did what it did. So the game also just came out at a bad time in that regard, in its critical reception, because everybody was boycotting Russia, and understandably so. But
no, I remember this game had a real rough time getting made. Like, I do remember that too. So
yeah, I don't even know what all happened behind the scenes that this game just took so long. But yeah, no, it did take a good chunk of time to finally come out, and I definitely want to play it here soon. That's the thing about the 3 games that I picked out for this list, is these are all games I have been thinking about playing here recently.
Yep.
So
nope, I'm kind of in the same boat on that sentiment. The next one is the one that I'm really kind of doubling down on that statement with.
This
I really want to play.
This next one that you're fixing to talk about, I also picked up here recently.
So, well, I mean, I guess I'll just dive into it unless you have anything else you want to cover on Atomic Heart. So.
Nope, I said my piece on Atomic Heart. It looks good. It looks like BioShock. I want to play it.
So, I mean, fair. I mean, I want to play this one too, so. But going into my last one, this one, this one kind of has a personal tie to me as well. Nothing as crazy as what yours was, like anything like that. But this one kind of pulls at my heartstrings a little bit. But this one is Neva. And obviously the same, as it says there, the same team that did Grease, whatever it is.
I think it's Gris.
But I don't know, man. I like these really different, off the wall kind of games. Like, I play a lot of the shooters and all that stuff, but games like this, artistically, they really catch my attention. But the one thing that kills me on this game is we had a dog. For the longest time, she passed away when she was 16 years old, but her name was Adri, and seeing her like that just makes me think of her. So
no, that's fair.
I don't know. It brings up a lot of kind of memories and stuff like that, and I kind of want to. I don't know. It makes me want to play this one even more so.
No, that's understandable. I can completely get that. So.
But man, this game is just so pretty. Like, everything about it, I love it. The color, the art design, the style. It's just a really pretty game.
Yeah, I'm kind of distracted right now.
Yep.
Watching this trailer.
Yep.
But this is a game that I haven't played yet. I did buy a copy because this is a Devolver Digital published game, and so here recently they finally came out with physical copies. So I picked up a physical copy at launch, and I have yet to play it. But I did watch my wife playing some of it the other night, and I was very, very interested. And I was already interested, but it's just so beautiful. This beautiful watercolor art style, and the art style is just phenomenal. It's eye-popping. It's, it gets your attention.
Oh, yeah.
So
no, this is
beautiful.
That's one thing I don't feel like we give enough credit to, or games like this, like we talked about it with one of the last episodes. Actually, I think it was our review of South of Midnight.
Yeah.
But it's the digital age we're in right now is about realism. It's kind of about, how close to the real world can you make a game look? And we're getting very close to that. In some regards, we've hit the nail on the head with games like The Last of Us and stuff like that. Like these games, Call of Duty, they're getting incredible looking. But I kind of feel like we're getting to a point where we're forgetting of how pretty and this is kind of an art as a medium. Like what can we do? It doesn't always have to be 100% realistic. Let's change it up a bit. Let's do claymation. Let's do this watercolor palette, but like I feel like we need to give games like this more credit where credit's due.
Yeah, no, I'll say it this way. I miss the fantastical.
Yeah.
Is I guess the best way I could put it is I miss the fantastical, and this, really hits the nail on the head in that whimsy and that escapism, I guess you could say, because that's why we all play video games. We enjoy them and everything, but it's also to get away from the world for a little while, to get away from our day-to-day lives, and nothing yanks you back into reality more than booting up a game and every character looking like they could be sitting next to you on the couch.
Oh yeah. No, it's I don't know, man. It's nice to just kind of fall in love with the art style and the world and just see something a little bit different every so often. So, but kind of like with you, I bought the physical edition. I actually bought the collector's edition, or the developer deluxe, whatever it was called. And I'm really big on keeping everything pristine, and there are sometimes I keep a game sealed, but I'm just chomping at the bit to play this game, man. It looks so pretty. It looks really good. It's getting incredible reviews. So this is one I will be playing. And honestly, I probably want to dig into this after I finish Clair Obscur.
Maybe you and I should play it here soon, and then we can come back around and review it.
There we go. I like that idea.
Because it doesn't look like it's a long title either. So
no, I think I might be thinking of Grease or Gris, whatever it is. But I think on Game Pass, it actually tells you about how long it takes to beat a game. And I don't think...
Does it?
Yeah. If you look on Game Pass, it'll actually show you, estimated times to beat the game. And I don't think this one was very long. It might have been the other one, though. Yeah.
Where does it say that on Game Pass? I've never seen that a day before in my life. And I've been on my Xbox religiously here lately.
Well, it's not. It's on the PC Game Pass. Let me...
Oh, it's on PC Game Pass? Oh, okay.
I'll pull it up real quick. But yeah, if you look at... Let's see if we... No, don't do that. We go to Oblivion, scroll down to the bottom. How long to beat? 14 hours for the main story, 44 for extras, 86 for completionist. And it does that with all the games. Like Expedition 33, 25, 34, 55, all that stuff.
What?
So
that's wild. I didn't know that at all.
Yep.
Okay then.
But yeah, no, this doesn't look like a very long game, but I think, again, in this day and age, it's a nice breath of fresh air just to sit back and enjoy a really good story, even if it's not, a 60-plus hour, endeavor.
Dude, some of my favorite games are shorter games.
Nope, agreed.
Games that you don't have to sink an ungodly amount of time into. So.
Nope, I agree.
Anyway.
But yeah, I'm gonna end that there. Like I said, that one kind of a tough one for me. But yeah, that is one I do want to play. But I will throw this back at you, since this is obviously a topic we definitely have not done in the past, according to you.
Wait, we have done it in the same vein. Different blood.
Oh, of course, yeah, sure.
Different blood.
Whatever you need to tell yourself. But what I will ask you is something similar, but again, in the different blood, as you put it. But
different blood.
Of the three games you displayed, I'm not going to ask which one are you gonna go jump in and play right now. But of the 3 games that you picked, if you had to sit down and play one tomorrow, which would be the first game you would pick?
Probably Atomic Heart.
Yeah? Why is that?
Yeah, probably. Because it doesn't look like it would take too long to beat, and then also it's just what I'm kind of in the mood for. I'm hot off the heels from, putting way too much time into Doom Eternal, and then Doom: The Dark Ages is fixing to come out, so I'm just kind of in that mood of playing first-person shooters at this time.
Fair enough.
So it hits the mood, and it doesn't look like it's anything that would be too much of a time sink. And Callisto Protocol doesn't look like it would be much of a time sink either. It's just not in the mood to play that right now. Callisto Protocol to me is a game that I would play around September, October, November.
Fair.
And then Biomutant looks like it would take me just a longer chunk of time, just considering the fact that it's open world and there's side quests to do and there's collectibles to get and all that fun stuff. So
fair. I think that's fair. So,
but which if you you already answered your own question about which
Yeah.
one you would sit down and play
No,
tomorrow if you
100%.
had to.
And I mean, it would be Neva. Like, that would be the one I would jump into immediately. But that is going to be one I do want to play. It was just, again, at that time of year where there's a lot coming out. And I've been excited for Expedition 33 for the longest time. So
Yep.
that isn't a surprise that one's taking a good chunk of my time. But
And then I want to do something else too, because we were talking about games with fantastical art styles and stop motion and all that, because that seems to be a reoccurring thing on these past couple of episodes. But there is a game coming out this month called The Midnight Walk, and I hope everybody goes and takes a look at it, because that game looks insane, and it is VR supported too, but you can also play it out of VR. But I will definitely be buying a copy, and it's digital only, but I'll buy it. I'll buy it to check it out because I'm very interested and I do want to play it in VR. And who knows, it may be something that I end up recording gameplay footage for. So we'll see.
yeah, no, I didn't realize that was coming out soon.
Yeah, when does that come out? Let me see here. Midnight.
Which, speaking of like new games coming out, have you seen the trailer for that God Save Birmingham game?
Yes, I have. I've been seeing it everywhere here.
Dude,
recently.
that game came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it did.
But it looks quite impressive. Like, I mean, obviously very Resident Evil inspired and kind of, mechanics, but I was just like, holy cow, that came out of nowhere.
So Midnight Walk comes out May 8th.
Okay.
So here soon.
Yeah, a few days.
Yeah. I am very interested in this, and it's actually made by the team that did the game Lost in Random. I don't know if you ever played that one.
I never played it, but I know of it.
I bought it. I haven't played it. I probably could have added it to this list, but whatever.
Well, I mean, there's your what is it, wild card, your honorable mention. There we go.
Oh yeah, there we go. And then also something else too that I didn't know until here recently, but you had brought it up to me. Lost Soul Aside getting pushed back.
Yep. Now it comes out end of August, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, no, that caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting that at all. So
I wasn't either. I mean, I'm not really surprised, but I mean, it is what it is, especially with how recent it was announced and kind of shown off. Like, that didn't surprise me. The big thing that kind of surprised me, and I'm kind of glad that it's out there now, is GTA finally put their release date of May 26th, 2026. I think it's May 26th, May 24th, something like that. But
no, it's the 26th. It's
okay.
The 26th.
Well, here's the thing. And I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is right now. Do you think it's actually gonna come out May 26th?
Considering the fact that this is the first actual date we have gotten, no.
100%.
Yeah.
Nope. There's no way.
Considering the fact that this is the first calendar date that we have gotten for GTA 6, I am going to say no. I would be willing to bet money it would be pushed back at least 2 more times.
I would give it a fair shake and say 1 time for sure. I think 2 is I think it's reasonable. I don't think you're being unreasonable about it, but with it getting the reveal, cuz they just had a what do they call it? A conference call where an earnings call. And they actually said on the earnings call, GTA 5 will release calendar year 2025.
Yeah.
So they said it would come out this year, and I still didn't believe it. But I mean, in all fairness, calendar year, fiscal year doesn't mean what a calendar year means. Fiscal is
Yes.
still usually April for most businesses. So, I mean, it could be later then, but um, I'm not surprised for them to talk about May of 2026. But
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be May. I think it'll get delayed again. And
hmm
I would say maybe August, September, October, you know.
Well, I'll say this at least, and this is what I texted you to, is I'm glad they went ahead and announced a date for it, even if it is for next year and everything, because that means that there's so many other developers
Oh, yeah.
who can announce release dates for their games this year.
Yep.
So
That means the end of this year is going to be much bigger.
yeah, no, exactly. And then next year is going to be interesting because we'll be getting GTA 6 and a new Fable. So
I mean, maybe.
I'm still hopeful.
I mean, I am too,
I was
but
kind of crushed that Fable got delayed into next year's, but
yep.
I'll also at the same time let them cook, let them cook. So
No,
let
I
play
am very
let
excited for a new Fable.
oh yeah, me too. But let Playground Games cook. Let them do what they need to do to make this an amazing game. So
Nope, they can take their time. I just wish they would do it quicker.
yeah, take your time faster, Playground.
Exactly.
So
Just hurry up and get it done. Or better, let me beta test. I'll do that. I'm willing to subject
yep, there we go.
myself to help you design a better game. So
Yep, exactly. Hey, we are official game reviewers after all.
that
So
is true. That is true. But
so
cool. I think that rounds up our list of games that we officially purchased that we
yep.
were really excited to play, but we never did. And we
hmm
even threw in an honorable mention, so we'll even add that in there too. But
Cool.
what else do you
So
got, man? I mean, anything else we need to cover? Or
no, I was going to ask you if you had anything else before I close this out on this one because I got
nope,
nothing.
no,
I'm just shooting from the hip, saying random crap. So
yeah, no, nothing official yet. Like I said, I've been streaming a little bit more on TikTok, so we do have content over there. Still trying to support the solo YouTube channel, get a little bit more content for you guys. I really want to play some new games like Schedule One. There's a bunch of stuff I'm dying to play, so just again, don't forget to follow me at Your Magical again on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. And he's always at Neon L Johns. He's got the same platforms, YouTube, Twitter, all that. And then again, thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, all that stuff. We appreciate you guys. So
yeah, so and you should be seeing more of me at some point once I get settled in and moved and everything. I plan on going back to Neon Johns and doing some more content, and playing some games with Andy. So it's
that's what
just
I'm
going to
excited
be a
for.
process. Yeah, it's just going to be a process of getting there. There's a lot going on right now, so uh, yeah, I'll get back into it at some point. But
Yeah.
once again, though, I can't thank you guys enough for whatever it is you did for the South of Midnight review. 100 views. If you had told me whenever Andy and I started this, which we started this in December of last year,
Yep.
with a stream of the Game Awards, and then we uploaded our first video, I think, in January.
Yep.
Yeah. If you would have told me that we got 100 views on a video only, what, 5 months into doing this, I would not have believed it. I really wouldn't have. Because with how competitive this market is and how everybody has a YouTube channel, everybody has a podcast, it's very easy to get buried underneath everybody else.
Yep.
And so, just the fact that we have that a video with 100 views, like I said, I cannot thank you guys enough from the bottom of my heart. It really means the most to me, and I know I can speak for Andy as well. So
No, that was kind of a funny thing because a couple days ago we were talking about the views and just the numbers on the channel, and I think we were excited because one of our videos hit like 42 or 43 at the time, and we were
yeah,
just like, "Holy cow, that's insane!" And then when we jumped on here, Chandler was like, "Andy, you need to check this out. I have a surprise for you," and I didn't even
yep,
see the numbers, and it was just like, "Holy cow, how did that happen? When did that happen? Why did that happen?" Like, it was
yep.
exciting. So again, like Chandler said, thank you guys. We appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun. I'm glad we're doing what we're doing, and I'm excited to keep going for sure. So
No, absolutely. And then I'll say this too. Andy and I have talked about doing some more reviews of other games too. So if you enjoyed that format, you're going to get more of it. But we're also going to keep doing what we've been doing for the majority of the time too. So, but him and I have talked about some games that we would like to go and do review episodes on. So stay tuned if you enjoyed that format,
Yep.
because a lot of these episodes, it's like I was telling Andy, a lot of our episodes are just a broad umbrella to kind of catch a bunch of games at once. They're doing the reviews gives us an opportunity to delve in deeper into a game. So if you like hearing two people talk about one singular game for an hour, then this is the place to be. You need to be right here. So
Well, maybe we'll shorten the review format a little bit. We'll figure something out. We're learning. This is still a
man,
learning thing for us. So
we're so long-winded though.
yeah, I mean we've been trying to round out this episode for a little bit, and we keep it going too. So
Yeah, I know. So I'll close this out. I'll close this out. It's okay.
all right,
Okay, I'll
all
close
right.
this out. So anyway, all right. But anyway, thank y'all so much for watching once again. I appreciate y'all so much, and from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And remember to stay uncultured.